Imagine turning your tap and hearing nothing but a hollow hiss. No water. Just dust. 5 of the world's greatest concrete empires are currently hitting a dead end, and by 2030, Day Zero won't be a movie plot. It will be their reality. The reservoirs are empty, the politicians are panicking, and the clock is ticking. Right now, millions of people in 5 of the world's most iconic cities are turning their taps only to find them running dry. We've built massive concrete empires on the arrogant assumption that water is infinite. We paved over the earth, redirected the rivers, and pumped the aquifers bone dry, assuming the bill would never come due. Well, the bill is here. The reservoirs are hitting zero. This isn't a distant dystopia. It is the reality of 2026. Thirst is about to define the future. 1. Mexico City. The sinking giant first, we look at Mexico City, a massive metropolis of 22 million people literally built on a lake bed. The irony? The city is flooding and sinking at the same time, yet it's running out of water. They've pumped so much water out of the ground that the city is collapsing into its own dry soil. Nearly 40% of their water is lost through leaky, crumbling pipes. The infrastructure is failing, the politicians are finger-pointing, and the taps in the poorest neighborhoods have already gone silent. 2. Cairo, the geopolitical powder keg. Egypt lives and dies by the Nile. 90% of their water comes from that one river. But upstream, Ethiopia has built the Grand Renaissance Dam. This isn't just an engineering project, it's a geopolitical ticking time bomb. One drought or one political misstep, and the drying veins of Cairo become a flashpoint for war. When a nation's survival is tied to a single river, Day Zero is just one closed sluice gate away. 3. Cape Town, the canary in the coal mine. We have to talk about Cape Town. They were the first major global city to actually name the date for Day Zero. In 2018, they came within weeks of turning off the taps for 4 million people. They managed to dodge the bullet through extreme rationing, but the lesson was clear. Climate cycles and booming populations don't care about your urban planning. The reservoirs are parched again, and the scramble for every remaining drop has become a way of life. 4. Beijing, the engineering nightmare. Beijing has a massive problem. Most of their water is in the south, but the people and the power are in the north. They've spent billions on the south to north water diversion project, the most expensive engineering feat in history. But you can't out-engineer a drying planet forever. They are over-extracting their groundwater at an alarming rate, and the concrete empire is starting to realize that even billions of dollars can't manufacture rain. 5. Phoenix and Las Vegas, the desert mirage. Finally, we look at the American West, Phoenix and Las Vegas. These cities are icons of human defiance, lush golf courses and fountains in the middle of a literal desert. But Lake Mead and Lake Powell, the lifeblood of the West, are showing their bathtub rings of failure. For decades, we relied on a legal agreement from 1922 that assumed there was more water than there actually was. Now, the logic is catching up to the myth. If the Colorado River stops flowing, the lights go out and the taps go dry. This is the gritty reality. We've traded logic for labels and ignored the fragile engineering holding our world together. When the taps run dry, you can't drink political promises. You can't wash with ideology. We are seeing the consequences of building empires on assumptions instead of facts. These 5 cities are just the beginning. The question isn't if Day Zero is coming, it's who is actually prepared for it. The establishment hates when we look at the raw data, but the reservoirs don't lie. If you want to stay ahead of the narratives and see the world for what it actually is, you need to be here. Hit that subscribe button right now. We are cutting through the noise to bring you the stories they want to ignore. Leave a comment below. Which city do you think hits Day Zero first? Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay logical. I'll see you in the next one.